So this is a game I played about a month ago on chess.com. It features one of the dirtiest sacrifices I've ever played in my chess career, where I sacrifice a knight for seemingly nothing, but then go on a raging attack, check my opponent in just 23 moves. My accuracy in this game was about 97. Let's just get into it. So as I said, I played this game about a month or two ago, so my rating is a bit lower. I think it's 1630 now. I've gone up about 100 points in the last month. If you want to know how I improved so fast, I have an improving guide. I'll probably link it at the top. Maybe watch that video after this one. But this game started, I go e4. My opponent goes c6 as the Caro-Kann defense. I go d4, striking in the center, the most principled move. My opponent just goes d5, trying to solidify the center and strike back early. Of course, I go f3, the fancy variation. This is very tricky if black does not know what they're doing, and that's what we see in this game. He didn't know what he was doing. He took, which is a very good move, and I take back, but you have to know what you're doing here. You have to strike back with e5. My opponent, not really thinking too much, just goes knight to f6, and this goes into really bad Caro-Kann's defense. I just attack it. He jumps into the center. I attack him again. He moves out, and I just develop my knight with the best move. You don't want to rush developing here. You don't want to fall asleep at the wheel, because if you play a move like knight to f3, you run into this really annoying pin, and things aren't looking so good for you. Still good, but not as winning as this. See, my advantage is already at about 1.5. My opponent gets his bishop out. I do this to trade it off, because this is his only developed piece. If I can trade that off, I'm perfectly happy. So takes, and he goes e6 with the best move. I'm just getting my knight out. I prepare to castle. As you can see, the center is now pretty much locked. I'm just going to be focusing my efforts on this king side. He's probably going to castle towards that side of the board. He goes bishop to b4. I just castle, get my king out of there. He castles, which as you can see is a mistake. Already I'm able to capitalize on this. I immediately go knight to e4. Now just ready to start a massive attack on this black king. Even though it's not too clear what I'm doing right now, you're going to shortly see that my moves all make a lot of sense and either threaten checkmate or threaten to win a big amount of material. So my opponent decides to move his knight into the game, and I just go knight e to g5. The reason you move this knight and not this one is so the queen's not opened up. This is threatening checkmate in one. The best move here is f5, but basically leads to me winning a piece. After f5, e takes f5, the knight would take back. Okay, obviously you don't want to open up with king that more. The engine's saying a3, that's engine stuff. You can just simply just fork the pieces here, and obviously this isn't too good for black either. But in the game, my opponent just decided to play g6, and I found an incredible, as I said, dirty dog sacrifice here with knight takes h7. I'm not even sure how I saw this move. I think I was just looking at the follow-up. It's sort of like a Greek gift. So the idea is, after the king takes, I check him again, opening up my queen on this lovely h file. He moves the king, and I move the queen. And I think my opponent was probably thinking, oh, what? I'm fine. I just moved the rook. But that piece was doing a job. It was defending that f7 square. So I'm moving with the rook, check. The king has to step onto the back rank where he doesn't want to go, frankly. I take on g6 with my queen. And my opponent's completely busted. I believe he plays queen c7. And in fact, in here, I had mate in one with queen g6. But I unfortunately missed that. Maybe a tiny, I wouldn't even call it a problem in my game, is if I see a checkmate, I'll just play it. I won't look for a quicker one normally unless it's super long. And here I just spotted an easy mate in two with rook d7 followed by queen to f7 checkmate. So I just quickly played that, basically without even thinking. My opponent actually resigned the game after the move rook to d7. Just a quick one. I thought this was an amazing game with an absolutely stunning, brilliant move sacrifice. Hopefully you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.